gather round, ye mortals bold, from mist and brine and tales untold, where canvas breathes and colors flow. Welcome to Painting Booth. Tobias perch upon the dong, it must be rum. For chibi charged and songs be sung. No timid brush, no timid crew. We paint like thunder splitting through. He's defender who half divine, born of ink and turpentine. Samurai heart with Irish grin, lets the living ether in. He doesn't plan, just do don't try. He squints one eye, charge a chi, one fearless stroke, the sky turns blue, and dragons hatch from painting. Buck, 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 cock, net ugly, the fortune egg. Open up inside, it says, trust the flow, don't overthink. Follow the ether of ink. Let spirit guide the paw and chi, while Boris grinds ink with teeth. Strike like a tiger, swift and true, just like Gallows would do. Step to the mic, he sets the tone with Mazzo's crisp meatball calzone. Italian gravy, grape drink too, broadcasting live. Microphone is here with you. From Japanese clan, he leads the way with honor. Sharp as katana spray through stormy doubt and ego stew. He paints the life inside of you. So raise your brush like battle axe. Let go of fear and pigment cracks. Let art arrive from cosmic dew and roar it loud.
Painting Booth. Put your filthy mortal hands together for our very own petrified primate, Myro the Magical Monkey. And if you filthy mortal scum have any honor in your vessels, you will pay the monkey so he doesn't go hungry. Greetings, my beloved Japonita, and all you other filthy mortal swiner, to another glorious episode of Painting Goo with me, your illustrious demi-divine host, Fenderu-sama, demi-god of a Painting Goo. How are we this evening, afternoon, morning? Where are you? Where are you in the realm? Depends what time it is. What are you doing? How derpy does microphone look today? Glorious. Right. Orientation is pretty much perfect too, but down a smidge, and then maybe to the left or to the right. Down a smidge. It's pretty much perfect too. It's pretty much perfect too. Right. Margio-sama, how are you? Staburu-sama. I am good, Margie. I am good. I am well. I am doing quite well. My chi is flowing. My ass is sitting comfortably on the stool. And Printer Bear Sama's painting go is going quite well. This brings me joy. Are you still in hospital? How's the heart? Doing what it has been told to do yet? Or is it still being very undisciplined? You must get your heart fighting fit again. So, for today's tuna, I have chosen the Ambient Ferrum Scores Prey Wrist, made by our very own Staburo-sama. Because I usually start the painting week with a Monday, which means metal, but today is a not Monday. Maxed out Beru, welcome. You are missed, brother. You are missed. It's good to see you in the chat. Where is it? This bucket is not the right kind of browner. I want it to be brighter. It is slightly more orange. Slightly. Only slightly. Oh, sumimasen. Sosage and sourdough breadu. Glorious. Your beard game is stronger this day. This day? Name a day when my beard game has not been stronger. I jest, of course. There has been some days where my beard game is definitely racking. With the recent heat wave, I have often debated with myself to give myself a good trim. But methinks I have waited too long. If I were to trim now, I would have an Ohio to stem the tide of the cold winter that is only around the corner. And I do like being nice and hairy in the winter. Keeps my head warm. I might trim in the spring. There's a part of me that wishes to be skinheadu for a while. I like it when my head feels like sponge or Brillo pad. Oh, you sent the monitor back. Excellent. Oh, I thought you were in hospital. Forgive me. You were just wearing heart monitor. And you have sent it back. But your heart is still undisciplined. No matter. You are still alive. Therefore, we still have timer. Your heart will do as it is told, or it will face the wrath of a former god. Right, that's better. Okay. I will stick on the tuna, and we shall get the show roaring. Plenty of work left in this one before I am satisfied. But progress is good. Very good. Monator? Monitor. We did indeed know of what you meant. It looks far less homeless today, more regal. I like looking homeless. I'm not at home. Right. Ambient Firm score. Here we go. A moment. By the way, maybe this is old news, or news I knew and forgot, but your Streamlabs currently doesn't allow tips. Ah yes, it is indeed old news. I have not been using Streamlabs for months now, so that whore reft me. Understandable. Because I have been streaming on the phone. The only super chattu that I can receive now is on PayPal. There will probably be a time in the future where I get back on laptop and probably go back on Streamlabs. We shall see. Greetings, Why Would It Matter? And welcome. It says, can't tip streamer right now. Page owner needs to update settings. Yes, I did not update the settings. I just let that whore leave me. For I have no use for her. I have no more use at this time for the whore that is Streamlabs. So if you wish to pay the monkey so he doesn't go hungry, it needs to be PayPal. Which I need to put the link to PayPal in YouTube. Currently, the only links on YouTube are my Instagram, my Facebook, my Etsy, which I cannot remember the last time I upgraded my updated my Etsy. I am quite retarded when it comes to business matters. I simply do and go. And what happens, happens. I will, in the future, probably be forced to learn the ways of business. You're still getting pay monthly? I did not know you separated. Am I still getting... I don't think I have received a payment from you, Margie Osama, in quite some time. But it's probably because of the Streamlabs situation. Do not worry yourself. Now that I have technically got Jabu in Tartsu, I am not desperate for financial aid. However, that does not mean you must not pay for Paintingu. Paying for Paintingu is one of the many P's of Paintingu, as you all well know. Not paying for Paintingu brings a great shame on you and your ancestors. But if Defender Osama doesn't make it very easy for the Swiner and Japonaita to pay for Paintingu, that is Defenderu's fault. Is Defenderu speaking about Defenderu in third person? Of course he is! He is a demigod! Why the fuck not? But yes, I will make sure that the link to my PayPal is more widely available on my Instagram, on my YouTube, on Facebook. Because for weeks now, months, I do believe, Streamrabs and I no longer have an accord when it comes to financially beneficial matters. It is no biggie. No biggie whatsoever. When I need her in the future, I will simply walk to the nearby hillside and blow my horn and scream, "Stream Rabu!" And she will return on bended knee, and I will strap her, and the donations shall return. I'm mostly only teasing, by the way, but at least my nagging was well intentioned. If that is what you consider to be nagging, you must have terrible females in your life. Not at all, Maxed Out Beru. Indeed, thank you for reminding me. As I have said, my business acumen leaves much to be desired. I find the ins and outs of business to be similar to the inner workings of the mind of goblins. It is severely lacking in honor. Is also not fun. And when something is lacking in fun factor, I do not like it. I do not like it whatsoever. What is this you are pointing at, Desmondo-sama? Is this phrase of Deu? Sumimasen. Ah, yes, glorious. Domo, Desmondo-sama. Domo. Hero from Gymnasium. How goes the gym, the gaim? How are you gaiming today, my brother? What is your current PR on squatu and bench pressu? I'm really missing my pull-up bar and dip baru. The bar bear serves its purpose, doing strict curls, bent over rows, lunges, overhead raise. I know not the correct name for these things. These gay terms for pushing and pulling things. I have a ton of sleep in my eye. Fuck. There we go. Overhead pushu, reizu. Strict curl. Bent over rows. Press ups. Push ups. Tomato. Lunges. That is all I have been doing. Farmer carry. That is all I've been doing lately. I have not been able to keep up with my dips and my pull-ups, which vexes me, because I like pull-ups. Very potent upper body strength exerciser. Very potent. Pull-ups, dips, and handstand press-ups. I have not tried them in a while, and I am heavier now. Should try. Do it now! The people wish to have a more honor, and you are stifling their attempts to help you. Indeed. When it comes to business, I do not help myself. I prioritize going for a walku, drinking wateroo, eating foodoo, doing exercises, doing my qigong, which I suppose counts as exerciser. Is isometrical. So there is that. But yes, I do. You are right, Staburo-sama. I need to focus more on making it very easy for people to support Paintingu. This is true. This is true. But thankfully, Raytree, as I said, I have not been steeped in financial woes. We have officially completed the first month of TARTS meetings. I do believe last week was our 4th week. Let me see. Must make Strapu on Sander more prominent. There we go. I'm a chest pressing a meager 200. Only 100 kilo. What is your limit for overhead press? I have no idea what my PR for anything is, because all I have is bar bear and kettlebell. I would like to go to Jimu and find out what my maximum press and pull is. It's probably around 200. Maybe even lower, depending on exercise. I weigh approximately 150, 160 pound, 80 kilos. Just under 80 kilos. I can do handstand press up. I have no idea how many. I can do pull up, many pull up. Overhand and underhand. My squat would probably be not very impressive. I suffer from rounded shoulders and anterior pelvic tilt, and my glutes are asleep most of the time. So I probably could only squat to maybe 200, maybe 200 kilos. Maybe. Probably 150-ish. Overhead press 170. So half of 170 would be 70-ish kilos. Yeah. 80, 85 kilos. That's good overhead press. It's good overhead press. Perhaps some tuna to drown out the passing Karu sounder. I will stick on tuna momentarily. I'm enjoying Chatu, and I have grown tired of trying to scream over Chatu. So I will meet you halfway. I will put on tuna, but turn it down now. Is that better, Staburo-sama? that more pleasing to your ear holes? Huh? How tall are you? 5'11". Same as you. Oh no. Same as Desmondo-sama. I did not realize it was a Margio-sama who asked me that question. It would be so funny if Margio-sama was like 6'3". Oh, hilarious. Right, let me see. Yeah, I am a 5'11". Just under 6'2". Just shy of 6'2". At least last time I measure. Last time I get female to measure, she was like, this says 5'10", and I was like, measure it again! I am probably either just under 6'2", or depends on my hair. My hair is quite thick. If I was standing upright with good posture and bald, I'm probably 5'10 and a half, 5'11". Ah, Sister Sonia, greetings. I am downstairs on good speakers so I can hear everything crystal clear. I still have to plan a trip to deliver Speakeroo to Big Beru at Ursa-Ryu. I'm sure he will be very happy. We can't count hair in height. When you have glorious hair like I do, it counts. You cannot help but make it count. It's one of the reasons I actually want to shave my headu. When I shave my headu, I will get female to measure me again. I would not be surprised with poor posture and such if I am actually 5'10 and a half-ish, or 5'11", or just under 5'11" perhaps. But she did say, upon further inspection, she was like, no, yes, 5'11". She was probably fucking with me. Although if she wanted to fuck with me, she could have just been like, this says 5'9". Like, what? Impossible! Must be nice to have hair on headu. I don't know. I think if you cannot have hair on headu, then of course you would be like, must be nice to have hair. But I have had so much hair over the years that I have been skin headu 3 times because I get so sick of it. It's just like, I do really like the fear of buzz kuttu. Maxed Out Barrel-sama, are you not in Telegram group? Painting Goo Telegram, #1 place for pay power, email, so on and so forth. C. Revo Bear has commissioned me for a profile picture. I am very excited. It's been a long time since I did Defender Doodle. Sleep deprived bear, metal bear, solver bear, and Juju Yukio bear. But I did not do profile pic for Juju. She wanted picture of Chickadoo. She was very, very happy with picture of Chickadoo. Majority of the male listeners here are without hair. Myself, Dick Fordu, Desmondu. Why? Why do you rack follicles? Forically challenged. Oh, you do not have Telegram. Ah, yes. I will send my PayPal to you on Instagram. Huh? Why you don't have Telegram? Are you Russophobic? It is the Russians that apparently own Telegram. I yell at them, but they refuse to grow. Incident terrifying. I just imagine you in the morning, just like getting up out of bed, going into the bathroom that's like off the bedroom, brushing your teeth, like fixing your beard, and then just like gripping the fucking sink really tightly and just going like, ah, like trying to make your hair grow. It's like staring yourself dead in the eyes in the mirror, just like, ah, like trying to will like a sprouting from your fucking scalp. A scalp sprouting. Oh, that would be so funny. Just like real calm morning routine. Iron Man Baru, welcome. A real calm morning routine of like, you just get up out of the bed, like give the missus a kiss or something, walk into the toilet, you like stretch a bit or something, you know, take your morning shit, fucking brush the teeth, open the window before you brush the teeth, because having a morning shit and then immediately trying to brush your teeth, trust me, it's a risky business. It's a risky business. One should not shit where you brush, or when you brush. Oh God! I think it's one of the things that I find hilarious about Big Bear is that he has such a revulsion towards like fart jokes and like shit and like anything to do with the ass and poo and all that. Like, that's some of the funniest stuff, man. Because it's like, it's such an area of great shame for most people. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, when you go to the toilet, you're alone. Well, typically, like, do you know what I mean? Unless you're in fucking, like, some back-arse fucking backwards country like fucking India or some shit. Even the Indians have, like, partitions and stuff, you know? A partition's not the same as a cubicle, though. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to see your facial expressions change while you're talking to me. Like that scene out of like that Mexican dude in Assault on Precinct 13, where they're all in the cell and he just goes to take a shit, and he's like talking to Ethan Hawke's character or some shit. He's just like, you know, like if you're squeezing one out mid-sentence, that's a level of intimacy that not a lot of people can handle. But I think that shit's hilarious. Like, like I put you in my greenhouse, grow you hair. It's just Stavros Sama like buried up to his neck in compost. Margie Sama just like dousing him with a watering can and rosemary oil. Oh fuck. But if you ever change your mind, maxed out, you would be most welcome. You can download the APK if you want to avoid Play Store, etc. Like, oh, like it's like Scouse Bear doesn't do PayPal. Like, you know, everybody has their thing where, like, you know, oh, I'm not like. Hey, everybody has a limit, especially the Bears. Like, people like the Bears, they have a limit to like I'm on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Is that it? Rumble. I know that's not really a social media. But, like, it's such a pain in the ass to do, like, the same thing on, like, 4 different places. And to be, like, checking in all the time. And then, like, people send you funny stuff. And then it takes me, like, a week to, like, get to it and all. So I'm always, like, wondering if people think I'm ignoring them and shit. Like, it's too much. Life is so much better when you have something like this where we can all meet up and talk to each other or whatever, or real life. It's like this or real life is the way to go. You know what I mean? I love living in this town. Like every time I walk outside, I see at least one person that's like, all right, how are you? You know, and you're waving and shit. Like, at least one. Most of the time it's like 2 or 3, which is great. I love living in a small town. I love it, like. The intimacy and the I suppose what would you call it, the sense of community or something. So, like it's so calming to the nervous system when, like, most of the time when you're walking around you see people you recognize, you know, which is one of the things that makes it so blatantly obvious that, like, you don't want your country full of foreigners, because at least even if it's not someone you know personally, but if they're of the same race, from the same area, speak the same language, you know, like, and like it doesn't matter what age they are. Obviously, if it's a child, it's like completely different. But like, it's so much different when you see someone who you know is like for me, like they're Irish and they're more than likely a local, and like I either nod at them or I say hello or whatever, like, and you usually just get the same back. But like when you look at a foreigner in the eyes, and like some of the foreigners I don't know them, but we recognize each other because they work in one of the local shops. So I'll give them the nod or whatever, like. But even then, it's not the same. You know, they're like, oh, there's like an awkwardness to it, like, do you know what I mean? Because it's not like you're gonna stop and have a conversation, especially when there's a language barrier. Like, I wouldn't say it's like overly stressful. It's just not ideal. You know, it's not nice. It's so much nicer for the nervous system, for the mind, for the soul, even, when like you're just surrounded by your kin, you know, whether that be like family, friends, neighbors, countrymen, cousins, or just people of the same culture and race and shit, like, you know. And like when you look at it from their perspective, like, you know, like the stress of like the shit they must be going through, a lot of them, like, you know, like, sure, you can go on about all the fucking, like, you know, oh, they get handouts from the government, you know, they have their own enclaves. It's like, yeah, but like they're not on home turf. They're constantly surrounded by people who most of the time they know that they don't really want them there, like, you know, especially these days with all the shit going on. So like, imagining what that would be like on the daily, where like you live in a country that's not your own and you're surrounded by people that don't speak your language and shit. Now, like, it's like to a degree, I know what that feels like. I've been in a scenario at a young age where I'm surrounded by a lot of people who I don't know what they're saying, and they were speaking my native tongue. Like, how weird is that? I was surrounded by a lot of kids my age, 5 minutes away from my house, in a school, and they were all speaking Irish, and I didn't know how to speak Irish fluently. I knew some words, you know. Like, I knew how to ask, could I go to the toilet? I knew how to say, I don't understand. Like, very, very, very basic shit. But they're, like, teaching maths and Irish and science and religion and all, like, everything through Irish. And I'm just sitting there, like... It's overwhelming to the senses, like, you know. But about 3 months in, it, like, every day of it for 3 months, it's fine, like, you know. It very quickly becomes a thing that you'd be surprised how quickly you pick it up, like, if you're paying attention. I request you all berate me until I am no longer weak. You fucking pussy! Push and pull until your hands bleed from the blisters! Call yourself a man? You don't even have hair on your head! It's only a matter of time before your beard falls off. You bitch! Maybe if you had more testosterone and bigger muscles, your hair would want to grow on your head. Your hair doesn't grow on your head because it feels ashamed of your body. Weakling! Margie thinks those balls are like chia pets, just spread out the seeds and sticks in the greenhouse. Have you tried rosemary oil? Like, have you tried getting your hands on some genuine, like have you tried getting some actual rosemary oil, or growing some rosemary and then like getting the oil from it and all, like, because like from what I have seen and heard, that works wonders. Like, you just rub it into the scalp like every day for a few weeks or months. And I've seen people that are like, yeah, it works, lolly. They could be lying. I don't know. Look, you know. I spent a good chunk of time in India over multiple trips, and in many cases there are no partitions. Yeah, I figured as much. I mean, just because you see it on like this documentaries and shit doesn't mean like they're all like that. Um, in many places, it's literally an open public gathering at the nearest field or water for AM poops. Yeah, but you see, like, I kind of get that. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, like I've thought about stuff like that where like I don't get why like when like if you had nice weather, obviously it makes sense in like cold regions. But if it's like gloriously hot out, then why is walking around naked like a bad thing? And what like I don't like obviously I understand it from current societal perspectives. But why would you be ashamed of your own body? Like, why is it a thing of like, oh, I don't want to see your cock, like, or your like a naked, like the whole thing with Muslims, like, do you know what I mean? Put that away. It's like, well, if you saw it all the time, then it wouldn't be a thing, and it's just part of the body. So why is it like? And if you weren't a bunch of fucking gays and like trimmed your fucking pubic hair, then it kind of is covered. Especially if you're me and it's just a giant red bush. It's like, my God, he is the Monkey King. Does he even have a penis? Like, just looks like an acorn sticking out of like a giant, like a lion's mane. Oh God. I've never understood that though. I always thought that like that to me seems like the negative side of religion, where it's like you should be ashamed of what? A part of my body? Like what the fuck is wrong with you people? Like it doesn't make any sense to me. Now, if you want to talk about like certain kinds of people who don't have a disciplined mind or whatever, would be like, you know, leering or like walking around with erections or something, like, do you know what I mean? But like that's only if you have like shitty people. And then you get into the whole thing of like, well, why do good people have to change their behavior because of the behavior of shitty people? And like I think we're so far down that road in our current society where like most of us have to put up with a whole list of rules in society that were made to govern shitty people. When, like, most people aren't shitty. You know? Like, most people don't have to be reminded not to kill or steal or eat their own children or, like, any of the shit, like, you know? Only a small fraction of the whole needs to be reminded constantly, like, don't be stupid, don't be gay, don't be this, don't be that, and all, like. And now we have so much work ahead of us to like right the ship, because for the last like 50 years at least, people have been like, oh, it's okay to be gay, you know, stick your cock in an ass all you like, it's not going to do anyone any harm, you know, like, it's fucking, it's so retarded, like that kind of biological, philosophical, societal conversation I find fascinating, because it's like, I understand clothing in the terms of utility, of like, my God, it's cold, my cock is going to like get frostbite and fall off. Yes, bash a seal to death, kill a rabbit, turn them into gloves and shoes. That makes sense to me, like, do you know what I mean? But like, in terms of like, you're in Nigeria or Morocco or like some place where you can literally just walk around and grab fruit off a tree and it's like constantly a comfortable temperature. Like, why wouldn't you just be constantly walking around like Tarzan, you know? And the idea that Tarzan would have a loincloth is fucking hilarious. The guy would obviously just be like swinging, like, you know, like constantly, like, do you know what I mean, in more ways than one. But like, let's say he's been raised by apes, and they also taught him how to weave cloth. Like, that's so fucking stupid. Like, anyway, talking about locals and especially in rural areas. Yeah, like like the rant I just went on there. Like, I don't see a problem with, like, it makes sense when everybody knows each other that, like, you have a more intimate existence. Especially when you live close together and you do the same shit all the time, like, you know. But then, it's like what Big Bear says about guns. If you're in a city and you don't know your neighbors and everybody's a stranger and you're surrounded by, like, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of strangers, then yeah, it makes total sense. But that's kind of my point, is like, there's so many blatantly obvious reasons why most people have like essentially mental illness these days. Because we grow up in an environment that is like antithetical to what it means to be human on like a primal level. And then you'd say something like that, and then people would be like, no, oh, you think we should go back to being cavemen? Prove we ever were cavemen. I dare you. Oh, we were hunter-gatherers and all this shit. Like, you know, like, sure, you know, we may have taken, like, shelter in caves or built underground or, like, into stuff and all, like, but the idea of just, like, we were cavemen. Really? Like, it makes way more sense that we're like tree people, you know? That we like monkeys or something. Like, we would like construct a habitat from surrounding materials. Do you know how far and wide you have to look depending on the region to find a cave that you can live in and then remove all of the deadly shit from it, like a bear and snakes and like wolves and shit? Like, it's like, quick, there's a cave. We could, like, you know, like, our civilization is saved. There's like fucking 30 of yous or some shit, like, you know what I mean? Like, men, women, children. There's like 30 or 40 of yous. Look, we found a cave. Yeah. So you're all saved. Yeah, fuck off. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what are you gonna do? Build another cave with sticks and rocks? It's like, give me 3 weeks, I'll make a cave. You will in your fuck. Like, you know what I mean? Give you a day and you can like dig a hole and like, you know, put some branches and leaves over it. That makes way more sense, you know? Climb a tree and like find a comfortable position to like a comfortable fucking branch to like just like slump onto it and fall asleep, you know? Wait, that makes way more sense, like. But the whole idea of like we were cavemen, like, you know, like maybe some of us, you know, again depending on the region, there's like ice shelves and fucking all this stuff, like, you know, in colder regions there'd be like caves everywhere. But again, how, like, you can't just like walk into a cave and be like, start a fire, put up a shelf, you know, kick back, relax, let's start painting the walls. It's like, you'd have to like go in and like at least investigate the first like 100 fucking 200 feet of it, see how far it goes back. Is it gonna get flooded? Is the ceiling gonna cave in? Is there something living in it already that will be seriously pissed at you the second you start to, like, you know, get comfortable and fucking start farting in the place, like? I'm aware as my homeland is being taken over by open defecator. Yeah, like, shitting in the street is like, yeah, that's like not what I'm talking about, like, do you know what I mean? But many a time I have thought about just going out to the back garden and just squatting and just being like, you know, like how does that not make sense? Like, sure, there has to be some kind of so human feces is just what, toxic? That would depend completely on your diet. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I would not be surprised if, at all if like a healthy human shit is like really good for soil or something like. I mean, we're obviously designed for like uh, cultivating and gardening and organizing and optimization and stuff like that. Now, tool using and all this shit. Human poo is probably like a good like in between point of like, you know, cow manure and like rabbit shit or something like, do you know what I mean? It's probably got like doesn't rabbit shit and like chicken shit have like high nitrogen content, so it's good for the soil and stuff. And then manure has got like all the decomposed grass in it and stuff, so it's just like a really good like biomass and shit like. And it's got like certain gases in it and stuff because of all the fermentation from their stomach, you know. So like I can imagine human shit being like in the middle somewhere, where it's like it's probably really good for like something, you know. It is not for eating. Like that has to be one of the things that the Romans realized when they got the cartridge. It's just like they're eating their own shit. We need to kill all of them. Salt the earth, burn it down. I refuse to give Tubin my money. Oh, is it asking if you want fucking premium or something? There's no ship quite as seaworthy as kinship. That is a cool saying, yeah. That is a cool saying. I wonder where that word ilk came from. You know, when you're talking about like you and your ilk. I wonder where that came from. I don't live in a town, only just a community, not even a red light. Do not have a post office. I walk outside, no clothes, feels good. Good for you, Margie. Good for you. I would be exactly the same. Like, if there was no one around, like, I'd be like, fuck this. Like I do it in my house, obviously. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, pull the curtains over, so, like, because, like, there'd be people walking past my window and shit, so it'd just be like, Jesus. like seeing a hairless ape walking around. Like, most of the time, it's not that I don't like wearing clothes. I mean, obviously you're used to it at this stage. But I love being naked. And not just for, like, sexual reasons, like, do you know what I mean? It's very comfortable. It's way easier to regulate your body temperature when you're just, like, naked. I find, anyway, like. But obviously, like, when it gets cold as fuck, like. But even then, I mean, like, if you had a good fire going, and you had like a habitat, like a domicile, you know, like a hut or something, you got a good fire going. As long as you've got heat, you know, you don't fucking need clothes, like. Now, like, obviously when you're talking about like an ice region, like fucking Antarctica, fucking North Pole, like, kind of situation, Iceland, parts of Iceland, Greenland, Siberia, parts of Mongolia, shit like that, now, like, where it's just like cold all the time. Yeah, if you're gonna live in that environment, then you better kill some deer and skin their ass, like, makes sense. because like you could have a well insulated hut and a good fire going, but if you forget to keep it going, or like if you don't have a good enough setup, like you could die in the middle of the night from being frozen. Like you probably wouldn't even notice. Like you'd just be like frozen. The good thing coming from it is that people are becoming more incensed and willing to shame them in public. Well, it's funny how things are progressing, because like, you know, most people are over the whole like, oh, you're racist and shit. Like now, like if you get called racist now, it's basically like being called like, you know, a very honorable, wise, like knowledgeable and like aware person. Like, you know what I mean? Are you racist? Like, yes, very. For all the right reasons. Now, obviously, if somebody's definition of racism is you hate people because of their skin, is like, no, I'm not racist. But I've said that before. It's like, I would define it as like, well, what is an artist? You know? An artist is someone who does art. Right, well, I'm a racist in the sense of artist. I'm somebody who does race. I am an Irishman. And I love other races for different reasons. Just like I am a painter, but I love drawing, and I love painting, and I love painting with different things, and I love creating. I love being an artist in all its forms. You know, sculpting, talking, like there's an art to talking, or so I've been told. Personally, I just think most people are shit at it these days. So when somebody like me comes along, it's like, you've got the gift of the gab. It's like, I'm just not a retard or an asshole. Like, I don't think it's a gift. I'm not a retard, an asshole, or a coward. That's the big one. Honestly, I think cowardice has a lot to do with it. Like, oh, I don't want people to think ill of me. And like, maybe that is a narcissistic trait of the, like, that I have. It's like, I've always had that thing of like, well, you don't know me, so if you like just start judging me all of a sudden because of something that I said, then like, you're the fucking retard. Like, you're the asshole. Like, I'm ashamed of my body. Bride of Frankenstein has nothing on me. Would you stop, man? Jesus. Depending on which one you're talking about, the Bride of Frankenstein was kind of hot. If you're into that sort of thing. Pale bitches, you know, like with pale bitches with scars. There has to be something to the idea of why all kids like climbing trees and having tree houses. The children yearn to return to monk. Yeah, that's very true. Trees are very safe. You know, that's why birds live in trees, squirrels live in trees, and like there's loads. Like, trees aren't just a big plant. Like every tree is a whole micro nation of like biodiversity. Like, do you know what I mean? All the bugs and the mammals and all that use it as a home and like a hub of. And think about the amount of things that live in harmony together. Like, do you know what I mean? The same time that there's like some pigeons and some crows and a squirrel or two or a mouse just all up in a tree together, you know, because it's respite from the ground. It gives you elevation so you can see shit. It's probably higher. It's probably a higher density of oxygen if you're like in the tree surrounded by all the leaves, because it's like it's giving off oxygen. I only climbed a tree there a while ago, and it feels great ascending, but like because it's like like it's not easy to climb a tree when you're an adult unless you're fit and healthy, you know. If there isn't like handy branches near the bottom of it, like you have to like jump and grab something and pull your way up and all. Like it'd be one of the easiest ways to keep your kids fit all through their teenage years into their 20s and 30s and all is like tell them every day to climb up and down a tree a few times. All this stuff, all this like, you know, exercising and gym equipment and all this stuff. It's like climb a fucking tree and then get out of the tree. Because that, like, climbing a tree is one thing, but it being able to safely get out of a tree is another thing, you know? The whole idea of, like, looking down and picking a spot to, like, jump down onto if the ground is sloped. Because that's what my garden is like. Like, when I get out of my tree, I have to, like, take a moment to pick a spot and then brace myself for impact and roll when I hit the ground. Because it's at a slight decline. You know, if I don't land right, I'll fucking break my knees or ankles or something, like, you know. Everyone who uses a toilet should get a squatty potty. I've wanted to like modify my toilet so I can like squat properly. Because what I've noticed is like if you get up in the morning and you get into a squat position and you squat for like 5-10 minutes, all of a sudden like you need to shit, you know. Because like sometimes if I don't get a morning move after like, you know, my morning coffee and my walk and my morning cigarette, but I've officially haven't smoked in a week. I think is today. I think today is number 7 or day 7. But like, if my morning cigarette and coffee didn't do it, you get down into a squat for like 5 minutes and relax into it, and your bowels are just like, whoa, like it's to do with your hips as well. It's like if your hips are really tight and your glutes and all, and your your pelvic floor and all, like, and that's all from just sitting, you know, in chairs. And like we all do that. We all do way too much of that. Sitting in chairs, like. It's such like. You want to talk about something that's like detrimental to society is the fucking chair. How much we fucking sit in it, like. Now obviously I'm not blaming chairs, just like I won't blame AI or guns, like, you know, but. I love my squatty potty. Yeah, like even if my toilet was just like lower to the ground, cause like if your knee, it's like you need to get your knees above your hips, so that like you can, cause like the position of your pelvis is so important, cause that affects the position of the lower half of your spine, and all, like. And just like squatting with bad form or too much weight can put pressure on your vertebrae and your spine, which can lead to injury or like nerve damage or some shit. It's the same with like sitting too much. Like you're putting all of that weight just like on your lower back, like on the last couple of vertebrae. Like you're just like your whole upper body is just like boom for hours, like. Like, every time I do this fucking stream, at the end of it, when I get up, like, I can feel all the blood rush back to my ass. It's crazy, like. The word ilk comes from the Old English pronoun ilke, which means the same. Traces back to Proto-Germanic roots, shared with the word like. Oh, it's got the same root as like. That makes sense. While it originally meant identical or same, its meaning shifted over the centuries through Scottish. Oh, cool. Good to know. Good to know. Yeah, because that's what I was gonna get. It was like I wanted to get like steps that would like go either side of my toilet, so that I would be like above the toilet. So I'd be squatting, you know, like. I had to use outhouses, but my daddy always made a special place for me. He said it was. He'd sand it so it was very smooth. Now that's a good father, like taking the time to sand something so your daughter's arse isn't like wrecked by a load of hard wood. Oh my god, that sounded wrong. Oh my god, that sentence sounded so wrong. Oh Jesus. Why I do a physical job, I don't even like sitting on the forklift for too long, gotta be moving. Yeah, like sitting for too long is just not good for you, like. That's what you see that a lot in China and all, like they the Chinese like government and even the Chinese government, like say what you want about the CCP, but they like the Chinese government will have all these things where it's like if you're working on a computer, if you're sitting on a desk, every half hour to 40 minutes, get up and walk around. Like, and they do corporate shit where, like, they'll get everybody out of like the whole floor of an office. They'll get them out and they'll bring them to the roof and then get them to do jumping jacks and stuff. And then, like, go have a shower or whatever, like. It's like China is really fucked up for a lot of reasons, but, like, it's also really cool for a lot of reasons. And, like, the West typically never gets that. Like, our Western media never shows us how cool China can be. You know, like every place has its issues. You know, like there's loads of things that I like about Russians in Russia and all, like, but like I'd say it's a very hard place to live in depending on where you live. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like we have, like, as Westerners, we have been lied to such a degree. It is fucking insane, like. What job have you not had, Margie? You used to make clocks. You're a cowgirl. You used to drive forklifts. Like, what have you not done? Jesus Christ. Great, now I'm actively shopping for a Squatty Potty. Dude, it'll probably change your life. I'd love to get one. I want a bidet. I don't care what anyone says. I've got a hairy ass. I would much rather have a bidet. I don't have a bath. have to like fucking spray my shit down with a fucking like. I don't mean literally shit. Like I don't have to spray my shit down. Like it's not that bad. Like I have to spray myself. I have to clean myself like a fucking animal. Like you know what I mean? Like squatting in the shower and fucking putting the fucking shower head on like full blast. Like lifting the junk out of the way. Like it's like and you can't see anything. Do you know what I mean? Like you're like. Why is it when you clean your arse, you look up at the ceiling? You know, you're like, imagine, you're like, that feels like it's in the right spot, like, sure. And that's one of those things where, like, you'd be spraying your ass, be like, oh, that feels good. Oh no, I'm being gay. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh shit, yeah. 20 minutes over. It's time for a phrase of day. Pay it away. I'm not paying it away for wanting a clean ass and when I don't have a bath. Like, and even if I had a bath, like, I mean, you gotta have an ass cloth. You don't want to be washing the fucking like. Say what you want about the blacks, but that's a black thing. They have multiple cloths. They have a face cloth, a body cloth, and a genital cloth. That's fucking intelligent, like. Do you know what I mean? That's fucking good hygiene. Like, you don't want to be like washing the same part, like your whole body with the fuck. If you're gonna wash your whole body with one thing, you want to start high and go low. Obviously, the other way around would be like really bad idea. Like. Really good way to get natural dreadlocks. It's like it's like I was saying at the start. It's like I think it's funny that like when there's like any like poop jokes or fart jokes or whatever, or anything to do with the ass. Owen's like, it's disgusting and all. It's like, yeah, but it's real. Like, you know, like I think that's one of the reasons why I would be more like probably like I don't think it's autistic, but like as far as modern vernacular goes, I'm probably a bit more autistically honest than Owen, where like I will get on the internet and just be like 100% like honest with, like to the point where I have to watch myself, where like I'll go to say something and be like, oh, I probably shouldn't say that, and not because it will affect me, because it will affect like the missus or my ma or my sister, like other people, like, do you know what I mean? I'm gonna fuck about what people say about me, like, you know, like fuck you, nigga, you don't know me, like, do you know what I mean? And then if somebody judges me for something, I'm like, God only knows what you do, like. People are fucked, man. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, one of the things I learned about having people in my house all the time, like friends in quotes. Obviously, some of them were really good friends, but at least 60% of them were just like using it as a halfway house. But people do fucked up shit, you know. Even the ones that you think respect you, even the ones that like will feign respect, they will like show you respect and they will pretend to respect you, but then the second you're not paying attention, or the second they think they can get away with it, they rob something, they take liberties, they disrespect your home. Like it's people are fucking animals if they haven't been taught how to behave. Then how a human being that hasn't been civilized behaves just like an animal, which is one of those things that like makes me think like I don't, like, I don't think God is what most people think God is. I was talking about this with a friend there the other day, and it's like, and I couldn't pronounce anthropomorphization or anthropomorphize. Like, it's a hard word. That's like a high level word, but like, to project human traits onto a divine, well, not even a divine, to project human traits and attributes to an unseen phenomenon, or even the concept of an unseen phenomenon, is to me like indicative of the general stupidity and arrogance of the nature of being human. Do you know what I mean? It's like, oh, well, God this and God that, and it could be anything from Vishnu to the Abrahamic God to like Allah to whatever, or Thor, you know. But they're humanoids. They're depicted as humanoids. And say what you want about like, oh, that's so that we can relate to them and stuff like that. It's like, well, what if you're not supposed to relate to God in that manner? Like, sure, I can relate to a dog. I can relate to a cat or a cow or or a bug, even like to a point, you know. You'd be like, why would anybody be scared of a spider? I mean, if you're the spider, you're the scared. Like, the smart thing would be to be like terrified of human beings because you're so outmatched. Like even if it's a black widow or some shit, sure, if she bites you and you don't get the proper medical attention, you're probably gonna die. But all you have to do is, and she's dead. You know, all you have to do is stand on her. It takes no effort for a human being to kill anything up to like the size of a medium-sized dog. Like guys like my size, like in and around 6 foot, you know, moderately athletic with some basic knowledge of like how to, you know, like martial arts, stuff like that, how to handle yourself, how to be violent in an efficient manner. Like, do you know what I mean? Like to break something or kill something. Like, I'd be comfortable taking on like a medium-sized wolf. Obviously, I would be apprehensive. I'd be like, if I fuck up, if this thing gets my throat, I'm dead. But if I get its back, or if I get a hold of its head, you know, if I get the advantage and I just like fucking like, I'm pretty certain that like, depending on the size of the animal, I could kill it with my bare hands, you know? And like, so when I see a spider, that's why I always thought it was funny, because one of my best friends for years, he's like proper arachnophobic. Like, he'd see a spider, be like, oh Jesus, like, and I was like, it's fucking tiny. Like, literally all you have to do is whack and it's dead. Like, do you know what I mean? So like, the reason that thing is scurrying all over the place, like, do you know what I mean, is because it sees you as a threat. Like, it's not a threat to you. Like, yes, it's a threat to you if it's like highly venomous. But even then, it has to get to you and then it has to bite you, you know? So, like, obviously, like, you know, if you're living in Australia, like, check your boots before you put them on in the morning, shit like that, like, you know? But, like, one-on-one, the thing doesn't stand a chance. Now, if you're talking about something like a fucking Siberian tiger or an elephant or a fucking rhino or even a cow, you know, like a bull, then yeah, I mean, like, unless you're like some kind of meta-human, like, you're probably going to get messed up, like. But it's like, to not be able to relate in that sense and have a sense of like putting yourself on the hierarchy, on the totem pole of existence, and then to think about a fucking an undefined conceptual, like, omnipotent deity, and to be like, oh, it probably looks like us. Are you fucking serious? Like, that's why it makes so much sense to me about like the biblically accurate angels and stuff, where it's like wheels within wheels with 1,000 eyes and wings and all. It's like, if you actually had some kind of like, you know, supernatural being, what the fuck makes you think it would be humanoid at all? You know, like, if it's supernatural, like, does it need to breathe? Does it even need organs? Does it even need eyes? Do you mean, like, it could be like some kind of silicon crystalline it could be a glowing rock, you know, like that just like pulsates and vibrates, and like if you get near it, like what about the fucking giant black cube? What if that's God? What if the Muslims are right? Like, do you know what I mean? What if the big black cube in the center of the realm is God, and it's just like a semi-conscious electromagnetic rock, you know, like the marker at a dead space, you know, it's just this rock that like is a condensed form of energy, like a highly condensed form of cosmic juju juice, and it's just there, and it just is like water or fire or wind and all this crap, like, and like everything comes from it or some shit. What the fuck makes you think that it's like, oh yeah, that thing that is like the originator of all existence itself in this electrical chemical realm or whatever, like that thing wants me to get that job, you know, that I'm trying to get. That thing, you know, is going to make sure that the people who fucked with me in my life, you know, are going to get what's coming to them. Like, karma's a bitch, you know, like all this fucking shit. Like, it makes no sense. Makes no sense. No sense. And yes, I will do the phrase now, after my 10-minute rant about God and rocks. I have one I got online. It's hand operated and not careful. And if you're not careful, you spray the bathroom. That's the only thing I thought was like really funny about bidets. It's like, if you're not on it, don't use it. Like, what was it? My bro has a $2,000 Japanese toilet, and it's quite the gadget. Friggin' blow dries your beehole. I know. I remember seeing those things in movies in the 90s, where like there was all these buttons, and the like toilet seat was like heated and shit, and it'd be like, you know, thing would fucking give you a cigarette, like, like rub your tummy, you know, like things like. They had like little arms come out of the back of it and start massaging your traps and all. Like, it's like, now relax and exhale. And then you just hear like plop, 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 plop. And the thing like claps for you. The ultimate fucking like gamma toilet. Like, you know what I mean? It like treats you like a prince. Who's a good boy? Look at you having a bowel movement in a healthy fashion. Like, now make sure you wash your arse before you leave. Like, so like it's a gold mine of like really like funny stuff. Like it's a comedic gold mine. The whole thing of like bodily functions on a primal level and shit. Like, it's like there's lots of funny stuff to do with sex. Like, do you know what I mean? It's the same thing, like. So I think it's so funny that someone like Big Bear, who's like clearly very intelligent and very like aware of like the properties of human consciousness and like, you know, how they work and like all these things and all, like, and he's like such a prude when it comes to certain things, and he's a scumbag. Like, he's like me, like he's got a bit of scumbag in him. Like, I grew up in a fairly, like, not a really rough area, but like a kind of rough area, you know, like people would get the shit kicked out of them. Like, there was drug dealing was common. Like, there was like all sorts of like dark stuff going on in the corners, or just like, there was always that house on the road where it was like, you could tell that somebody fucked up lived in it, and like nobody wanted to like, you know, go anywhere near it, or like, you know, if you had to fucking like, if you kicked your ball into that back garden, it was like, well, I'm not getting it, like, you get it, you know, that kind of shit. Like, yeah, I'm doing the phrase now. I like getting through the chat, and then what phrase? You'll find out in a minute. But God made man in his image. Yeah, well, like, that's what the Christians believe. That's what the Abrahamic religions believe, you know? And like, the Abrahamic religions are just somebody's take of the Hindu stuff and the ancient Sumerian stuff and like the Zoroastrian stuff, and the fucking Romans and the like. I get where they're coming from. Where I've said that before. I think it's possible that something made us, someone or something, or like I think it's possible that another species made us, and combined monkeys with snakes or something, and like fucking genetically modified the shit out of us and made what we think like human beings are. Sure, it's totally possible that like a spiritual like a deity from another fucking dimension spawned us into existence like it spawned everything else, like, do you know what I mean? But it's like you don't know that. That's a belief, you know? And it's like I don't mind. I was about to say I don't care what people believe. I do care what people believe, because depending on what you believe, it can say a lot about you. But like, people are allowed to believe whatever they want within reason. Obviously, if you believe it's okay to eat children, that's fucked up. Like, do you know what I mean? However, if you really want to get into the semantic, like Talmudic conversation of it, it's like you don't know that eating babies is wrong. It feels wrong. You think it's wrong. It makes logical sense that that is wrong. However, if we're talking about God made everything, then God made animals, and animals eat their young occasionally. Like things like naked mole rats, fucking some birds, like lizards, like I don't know if monkeys do it, but like there are plenty of animals that eat their children, depending on like if there was a particularly harsh winter, if one of them is not going to make it, if they are particularly low on calories at a given time, they'll eat their kids, you know? And like that's a thing. That's a reality. Like, do you know what I mean? So it's like to make the assumption based on a belief, because that's what it is. It's a belief. It's not a knowing, that it's like, well, humans are different because of God, our consciousness and our relationship with God. We're different. Okay, I can see why you think that, because we clearly have different attributes. And it appears, as far as we can tell, as far as most of us know, that we are the, in quotes, dominant species of mammal or organism on the earth. Because that changes immediately when you get in the water. We're like, we do not dominate the seas. Not as far as I'm concerned anyway. Like, you know, fucking like, we still don't have tech that like really allows us to like dominate the seas, you know? The sea is a totally different fucking thing. You know, we don't have gills, we can't breathe underwater, we don't belong there, you know? We belong on the earth. But like, I can see why people are like, oh, well, we're clearly the dominant species. Like, do you know what I mean? If we wanted to hunt something into extinction, we could. It wouldn't like we have tech, like all this stuff. But then you get into the argument of like, yeah, but who taught us that, and where did that come from? And do we actually know where we come from? You know? No, we don't. Everyone's arguing about it. Everybody has a story. Everybody has a book. Everybody has a tablet that they found in a fucking temple in a desert somewhere or a jungle. Everybody has a perspective. Everybody has a story. Everybody has an argument. But no one has the truth. No one. And if they do, I don't blame them from keeping it to themselves, because even when you're talking about the debate between Andrew Wilson and Candace Owens, there's no point in arguing with stupid. You could turn around and go, Candace clearly made like way better points than Andrew, and Andrew out of nowhere mentions Owen with some kind of like petty reason, like, yeah, well, Owen called you bad names. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like Andrew Wilson is obviously a fucking idiot. Like, do you know what I mean? Like he's obviously a grifting. Like he's not a good man. He's a wicked man. It's like pretty obvious. Initially, I thought like years ago when around the Jib Bob era, and I was like watching the Crucible and shit. I was like, this guy really knows his stuff when it comes to like Christianity and the Bible, and like, you know, because I'm ignorant, I don't know what he knows, so I'm like, okay, he seems to know what he's talking about. But then very quickly, it's like, why is he talking to a gimp? I'm all up for, like, you know, I'll talk to anyone, I'll debate anybody. Like, but why are you talking to a gimp? And why are you constantly smoking and drinking? Like, aren't you a Christian? Aren't you a devout Christian? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, so, like you start to see the hypocrisies and you start to see the holes in the narrative that he's espousing fairly quickly. Like, you know, and then over the past couple of years, you just come to the realization that the dude is an absolute scumbag. Like, and from what I've seen of Candace Owens, don't get me wrong, I think she's probably a high level like psyop. Like, she's probably like a high level government funded entity that is like, you know, she's part of the narrative control just as much as like Andrew Wilson is, or Trump is, or like any of these like public people who are mainstream. But she's coherent for the most part that I've seen. Like, she's coherent, she makes sense, she makes logical sense. And she's said things that if other people said them, like, you know, it would negatively affect their brand. They'd probably get sued by someone. Like, you know, she says things that seem contextually courageous, you know, where she's like, I don't give a fuck, I'm gonna say it, fuck these people. Like, do you know what I mean? So it's like, it's cool, like, you know. But like, when you see that, right, and you turn and you look at the comments, and it's such a microcosm of existence, like what it is to be human, all the stuff that's going on around the realm, all this shit. Just this one conversation between a black woman influencer and like some white dickhead, and the comments are insane. Like, the way that people are like, Andrew won that. Like, if you think Candace won that, like, you're a fucking blah blah blah. And all. The claims people make, the things people say, like, and yes, I know a load of shit you see in comment sections. Like, there's a ton of bots. A lot of it's fake. I get that. Like, you know what I mean? But it's not all fake. It's not 100% fake. There's still a lot of people who are like, that's a real profile connected to a real person who is alive. What's the crack, Atlantis Bear? That's a real profile connected to a real person. Like, do you know what I mean? So it's like, there are a lot of people alive right now, grown adults, who are functionally mentally ill. Like, really mentally ill. They do not have a firm grasp on reality. And this is coming from someone who, like, I have no idea what this is. Like, I've been having dreams lately since I think I'm like, what, 5 months into, like, I haven't smoked weed in about 5 months. I had a dream the other day where I genuinely thought that it was like an alternate version of my life. Like, I was like, okay, I'm still obviously me, and like, okay, and you're still you, and like, but what the fuck is this, and where are we? Like, this isn't Earth, is it? Is it Earth? Are we in Earth? Like, I felt like dreams are one of the things that makes me think that this is a fucking, like, in a sense, some kind of biochemical simulation. And then when you go asleep, whatever sleep is, like, what happens to your consciousness when you're dreaming, like, all that fucking shit. Like I have no fucking clue what's happening. Like, I'm figuring this out just like everybody else, which is why I don't make claims, which is why I'm not like, you know, I know the truth and all this fucking shit. Like, the amount of people who are like, I'm a Christian, so this. I'm a Muslim, so that. Well, I'm a Jew, so give me money and bow to me, fucking guy. Like, they're functionally retarded. They're like functionally mentally ill. They should be beaten and thrown in a cage until they can learn how to be a well-behaved human being, you know? And I get that, because like, I haven't always been a well-behaved human being. I've been an asshole sometimes. I've been a degenerate. Like, I've been addicted to substances. I've like wasted loads of time playing video games and smoking weed and like playing the victim and hating the world and like, why can't I just get a job that appreciates me as a good worker? I'm sick of all this shit. Like, I'm not busting my ass for some dickhead who doesn't care about me just so I can get paid fuck all money, just so I can still be stressed out. Like, I get it, you know? But it's like, if I can figure things out to a point where I'm like, okay, well, this is obviously true, and this is obviously true, and obviously these people are lying, and like all this fucking shit, like, and you look at the amount of people who just in that microcosm of existence, where you look at the Andrew Wilson and Candace Owens thing, and that's just that's a disagreement on the internet between two human beings, and the fervor and the claims and the the fucking frothing at the mouth and the gnashing of teeth that you get from people, and that's just a conversation between two people on the internet. So when you start talking about metaphysical truisms and like whether or not God is real and fucking like what is gravity and like what's the story with Antarctica, is the earth level, like, flat earth, like do we live in a ball, like all this fucking shit, like this is like, is it Mark Twain? I can't remember which one. I can't remember what like great writer said this, but like, for the love of God, do not argue with stupid. I really had to learn that the hard way. Do not argue with stupid. Once you realize that someone is not willing to just be open-minded and honest and have a genuine dialogue that's honest and authentic and like can admit when they're wrong and they don't know, and like when something is a belief versus what they know to be true based on experience and evidence and all these fucking things, like if they're not willing to be like us, and like accept things that can be difficult to accept and press forward and change and adapt and all, like, then don't waste your fucking energy, because they're not worth it, And I don't mean that in a bad way. It's also like, literally don't waste your energy, because it's not just that they're not worth it. You're wasting your energy, and your energy is precious. Like your spiritual essence, your physical essence, your mental essence, like your energy is precious. Don't waste pearls before swine. Do not cast pearls before swine. Like, I know I'm not a Christian. That doesn't mean I can't, like, what is true is true. That's it. There's none of this like, oh, well, I believe this and I believe that. No, it's like, well, then it's a belief. Do you know what I mean? Like, it may as well be a fucking fantasy that you just recite in your fucking head. Like, Jimmy, it's like, unless it's fucking true, then it's not anything really at all. It has, like, and I know people get upset. It's like, well, I believe in God and I'm a Christian and all, and I'm a Jehovah's Witness. I'm a fucking, I kind of lean towards being Norse, and like I like Valhalla and shit. Like, oh, well, I'm Muslim, I'm Jewish. I don't care. I don't give a fuck what deity you pray to, what book you read, what narrative you have identified with. I don't give a fuck, for the most part. Like I said, if you identify with throwing babies into fucking fires to try and make it rain so you can get a good harvest, then you and me don't have a lot in common. But like, I get it. I get how you could kind of rationalize that reality. But like, if you're still adhering to those kind of ideologies at this point in the game, I think there's something wrong with you. Like, do you know what I mean? And it's like, I think it's really not that difficult and not that courageous at all. Like, even using the word courage, it's like, oh, you're so brave to like speak your mind these days because people tear you apart and all, and like, especially in the internet, but all these strangers can give you a load of shit. It's like, how much of a pussy do you need to be to not just be honest with yourself? Because the second you're honest with yourself, you're immediately honest with everybody else, whether you like it or not, because people can smell it off you, So like, it's just, and I know, like, similar to Owen, I don't want to be like, well, fuck your religion, like, you know what I mean? But to a degree, I'm like, yeah, fuck your religion, because it's a religion. Look at the word, religion. What's a legion? That's like a fucking military term, like, do you know what I mean? It's like, you're a part of a hive mind, whether you like it or not. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like, that's the definition of what it is. Like, well, I go to church, and we all pray to this God, and we all read this book. But that's not the only God, and that's not the only book. So all you're basically saying is, I support the Tigers. I support, like, it's the same as football teams. Do you watch basketball or do you watch MMA? Do you like this fighter or do you like that footballer? Do you know what I mean? I wear Liverpool jerseys and I place money on whether or not they're gonna win. Like, do you know what I mean? So that makes me a Liverpool fan. It's the same fucking thing. I believe in Jesus and the Abrahamic God, and I read the Bible, so that makes me a Christian. Cool, good for you. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, all it means is that you've picked a team. I'm not on a team. I have people I like. I have people I love. I have people I trust. I don't have a team. I'm on my own. And when you think about it, we're all on our own. Like, whether you like it or not, you're on your own. Yes, you have people you relate to. Yes, you like even when you're in bed beside someone and you go to sleep, you are on your own. You're in your body. You're experiencing existence from your perspective and your perspective alone. That's why empathy and relations are a thing, because the ability to expand your sensory capabilities to include somebody else's experience is the least you could do. Do you know what I mean? It's the least you could do. Because to be just like completely self-orientated is fucked up. That is fucked up. You know, it's like whatever about not being a good person or whatever. It's definitely not efficient. You know, lone wolves die alone. Like, you know, they may be like cool and shit, but like they don't get very far. It's fucked up. Like, I'm a Christian, I'm a Muslim, I'm a Jew. It doesn't matter. And like, if it really matters to you, you're just like self-reporting as like a fucking retard. Like, you know, no, my book and my God that nobody has ever seen, heard, or witnessed. Do you know what I mean? Fucking like, you know, Allahu Akbar. Have you ever met him? Like, you ever fucking like actually heard his voice? Fucking no, but the patterns of his existence are like present in my life. But like, okay, sure, the fucking, it's like, oh, it's infuriating. And like people like that would probably, for the most part, look at somebody like me and be like, heretic, blasphemer. Yeah, well, now you're just using cult words, you know? He's not one of us. He doesn't believe what we believe. Fucking right, I don't. That's not a bad thing at all. Like, you're fucking right, I don't believe what you believe. I don't really believe much, you know? I have faith in things. It's not the same fucking thing. Any belief you have is, by definition, temporary. You know, even if you have the same belief through your entire life, once you're dead, it's no longer a belief. Ugh. Yeah, animals are evil bastards. Oh my God. That's hilarious. It's the first thing I see when I look back at chat. Yeah, animals are evil bastards. Oh man. That entire rant for the past like 20 minutes all stemmed from me reading Margie's thing. But God made us in his image. Yeah, like, I get it, you know. But that's just one perspective on something, like. But yeah, I get it, like. A part of me thinks it might be true, but it depends on your definition of God and everything. Yeah, whatever. Shut up. Me, I'm talking to myself. I'm telling myself to shut up, not you, Margie. It's a representation of Saturn, the angles of despair, unholy. Yeah, I know what they say the black cube is, but you know where I'm coming from. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like, what if they're wrong? You know, what if the black cube? Because like there are legends, there are stories of at the center of the known realm or whatever, that there is this like at the center of the torus field, because whether you be the globe model or not, there is an electromagnetic torus field to our Earth realm, you know. So what's at the very center of it? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, isn't that one of the things that they tried to discover by doing that dig in Russia where they went like 4 or 8 kilometers down, and then they came across that material that they couldn't penetrate, and it was regenerating. Every single drill they used couldn't get through it, and even if they got into it a bit, it grew back. Like, what if at the center there is this like black crystalline substance that generates our existence? Like, and then wouldn't that be like is that what God created to create the realm? Did God create that too? I don't fucking know. Nobody knows. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, just admit you don't know. Like what Owen says, like, just admit you don't know. It's so frustrating when you're talking to someone and they say something, and it's like, yeah, but this though. And it's like, okay. All you're really saying is that my reality is limited to these 4 corners. You know, like like, I'm a this and I believe in that. And I believe and I'm a this and a that, and I believe in this and that. So my reality is like this big. Like, it's like, cool. Like, that's free will. That's a choice. Like, do you know what I mean? I choose to explore. I choose to ponder. I choose to wonder. I choose to like investigate. I choose to question. Like, I've never stopped asking questions. Like, I still ask some like really fundamental questions all the time. Like, I still ask, like, even though my life has drastically improved over the past 10 years, I still ask whatever the fuck God is, or if I'm even talking to God, or just various aspects of my own ego or my own consciousness. Like, I could just be talking to myself. In a sense, I am. But like, I still ask the question, like, am I doing the right thing? Sure, my life has improved by many metrics, but is that actually an indication that I'm doing the right thing? Maybe I'm just being selfish. I don't fucking know. You know, it's like, when you think about it, you know very little, you know? I was wondering when you would show up, Printer Bear Sama. You missed a great rant. I haven't gone on a good rant in a while. My throat's kind of irritated now. My vocal cords haven't gotten a stretch like that in a while. Anyway, it's now time for today's phrase of day. Right. Where is Fraser? With the help of my feathery friend Tobias Beakus Cross, we shall announce today's phrase of the day.
With the ding of my tiny donga, with this mighty song that I send cleansing vibrations through the interwebs to cleanse you filthy mortals of your dirty, filthy cheek, and allow it to flow freely as I announce today's phrase of the day.
Today's phrase of the day is as follows. A white woman with a black eye is called Mud Shark Mascara. Mud Shark Mascara. Oh my god. Oh, fucking hell. Oh, that's brilliant. A white woman with a black eye is called Mud Shark Mascara. Oh my god. Mud sharking is a hilarious term. It's so fucking funny, like. Mud shark. Fucking hell. I just call them traitors. Oh, fuck. This concludes today's phrase of the day. You'll probably really enjoy the rant. was a solid rant. Back to painting goo. Um, yeah, I'll go for another like 15 or 20 minutes because like technically I'm out of time. I have other shit to do, but I only did a bit of painting goo. All I did was some roof tiles and the bucket. I will do some more, and then I will review. Oh, sayonara, Max Sudbury. This is from the Rothschilds documentary. That's hilarious. Sneaky tuna. $50. I don't have $30. Where would I get $5 from anyway? You owe me $50. Who owes who $50? You're just talking to your drug dealer, but in my chat. Hand running is amplifying slowly. It's like instead of this, it's this. Hand rubbing, hand running. You can start a fire from the friction generated from the hand rubbing. Oh, it's a meme. Is the squatty potty $50? I just got an image of Stabaru Sama just like in the middle of a warehouse, sitting in the forklift on his phone, trying to look through fucking Amazon for like the squatty potty fucking $50. The fuck do you think I am, Andrew Tate? I don't have $50. The fuck? Oh god. Part of me wants to change Printer Bear's robe or tunic, whatever he's fucking wearing, into purple. Because then his beard will show up more. Because I have the black collar here, I think his beard and his face might get in the way of that a bit, like, or rather, it gets in the way of. Let's see now. Yeah. He thinks a change in tunic color. I don't think I can check my IG DMs right now. I'd have to do it on the laptop, and I'd have to sign in, and I'll check it after the stream. I'm gonna finish up in a few anyway. That's one thing that was a lot handier about like doing the streams on the laptop and then still having my phone there. Was stuff like that. Be like, oh, check your blah blah blah, and I could just whip my phone out and check it. And I was like, now it's the opposite. It's weird how Instagram works on a laptop. You can tell that it's not meant for a laptop, like. Yeah, I just don't want you to think I'm ignoring you or some shit. Fuck it, do it live. Damn thing fucking sucks. uh, I do like I miss doing stuff on the laptop because I know that like the music could be better and all like, and I feel like when I'm actually using Micah, I don't have to shout as much because I know that like my voice is being heard because I have the mic right here and shit. Like we'll get back there eventually. We'll get back there eventually. That stuff dries pretty quick, but I also don't want to. I don't want to make it really textured by trying to make it purple immediately because I know there's some gesso in there to make it whiter. If your white is not white enough, get some gesso in that bitch. It's good shit. Should be alright. We shall see. It was a very pretty tuna. Indeed, Margia-sama, purple is a very pretty. Part of me feels like Printer's rear right fork clothing is covered in ink and latex. Probably a tie-dye Jackson Park. Oh, God. From what I've seen of him, he just looks like he works in a warehouse like I used to. Just like wearing a hoodie or a t-shirt or something like. Printer Bear is one of those dudes that could pass for a homeless guy. A man after my own heart. I feel like I'm playing a Japanese anime all of a sudden. Yeah, it's mixed with white, so it's very lilac-y right now. But I'll make it darker. I got a head though. I have shit to do. Very hard to text Japanese. Well, you're doing quite well. It's like, it looks. On here it looks. So you see the way you did RUKS? That's good. But then you should have done. You swap out the L on like as well, and then you said Pinku. So like if you'd have said on here it looks like more Pinku, like you pretty much got it, like Nobody beats Grifu-sama. Grifu-sama like fucking speaks it, texts it. It's ridiculous. Like it was my ode to make Desmondo dressed in school bus yellow. So I'm stuck with Ryrak, Deer. Oh god. It's gonna be more like of a regal pimp purple when I'm done. But yeah, that's just the first layer. I needed to get rid of the yellow. Okay, where's the? I should have set this up earlier because it takes It takes like at least 2 minutes to find the fucking thing. Oh god. I can feel that I strained my voice a bit today. Oh, excuse me. Sumimasen! Oh, sumimasen! Oh, Jesus. Where's the... There we go. Oh, God.
I hope you've enjoyed today's painting, Goo. I enjoyed painting for you.
Hi, Margia-sama. Tomorrow.
And fucking philosophizing and talking a load of shite.
Probably 4 p.m. GMT.
I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. If you haven't paid for painting, Goo, pay for painting, Goo. Or you have no honor, and your ancestors will shame you from the great beyond and turn into...
Sayonara, my beloved Japanida. Huh?
And fart at you. I hope you've enjoyed today's painting, Goo.
Remember to pay for painting, Goo.
Enjoyed painting for you.
If you cannot find out how to pay for painting, Goo,
Philosophizing and talking
that is your fucking problem. I will post my PayPal in Telegram chat.
If you haven't paid for painting, Goo, pay for painting, Goo. Or you have no honor, and your ancestors will shame you from the great beyond.
All right.
And turn in the grave and show you
Be
your
good.
ass.
Be true
And fart
and be beautiful. And I will see you soon. Oh, fuck. Say goodbye, Micah.
I hope you've enjoyed today's painting, Goo. I enjoyed painting for you. And fucking philosophizing and talking a load of shit.